A first for the city of Sarasota, medical marijuana is legal and vendors are getting ready. Plus, a group of Florida officers have been punished for drinking during Hurricane Irma. And an intentional oil spill in Charlotte County, how much it could cost to clean up the damage. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. It is now official. The True Leaf medical marijuana dispensary is coming to the city of Sarasota. The city has just approved a permit that will bring the first dispensary of its kind to Sarasota. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from the Sarasota Commons Strip Mall on Beneva Road, which is where this dispensary will be located. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, good evening. It'll be located right here. This office will be transformed in the near future. Ryan Miles is one of the people who is thrilled True Leaf will be opening a medical marijuana dispensary in Sarasota. Currently, the Sarasota resident travels to their location in Bradenton to get what he needs to deal with ADHD and issues with sleeping.
It'll be fantastic to be able to go in and, not have to travel all the way to 14th Street to, get my, recommendations from the doctor.
On Thursday, the city of Sarasota approved the permit for a 3,300 square foot facility in the Sarasota Commons Shopping Plaza on Beneva Road. Folks with True Leaf say this will be a great centralized location and even bigger than their Bradenton facility. People utilize the products at a medical marijuana dispensary for a variety of health-related issues.
We have vape cartridges, we have concentrates, tinctures, oral syringes, topical creams, tons of different things depending on what the patient's needs are.
Some people who are against the facility like this wouldn't come on camera, but they say they aren't happy with having it located in a shopping center. Many other folks we talked with have no problem with it. That includes workers with the Extreme Tanning Salon, which is right next to where this medical marijuana dispensary will be located.
I'm really not concerned about it at all. I think it'll be great for the business. It'll bring a lot of foot traffic into the plaza. It's going to be great for the people who truly need the medical marijuana as well.
One store in that plaza is already selling CBD, which is the medicinal oil that comes from marijuana. In a statement we received from the city of Sarasota regarding this True Leaf medical marijuana dispensary, it says dispensaries are a permitted use in certain commercial and downtown districts where pharmacies are already permitted under city code. This was a routine application and permit for work done to an existing commercial building. Next up, this dispensary still has to be constructed and go through inspections and approvals. An opening date has yet to be set. And in addition to this dispensary, there's one opening up in Venice this fall. Reporting live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. An African-American family came to Sarasota for a relaxing vacation, but instead returned to their upscale hotel room to find a racist note. Frank Davis and his family were shocked by the note. It said, quote, "You're an N-word." The hotel offered a free night stay, according to Davis, but his family declined, saying they no longer felt safe staying there. Davis says he believes whoever did this had access to the room and probably worked at the hotel.
Who knows what other kind of actions that individual who clearly knew that we were there was capable of, which is why we decided to relocate to and find additional new lodging for the rest of our stay.
A statement from the hotel says in part, quote, "We apologize for this guest's experience. We remain committed to providing an environment where all feel welcome. Allegations such as this are very concerning to us. The matter is being actively investigated and appropriate actions will be taken based on the findings." Hotel leadership has engaged with the guest and we have extended our apologies. In addition, the hotel will be reinforcing its sensitivity training with associates at all levels. Our corporate team has contacted the guest and apologized as well. The major downtown Venice construction project will finally begin next week after months of planning and many roadblocks. On Monday, the eastbound lanes of Venice Avenue between US 41 and Harbor Drive will close until October. This project will reconstruct Venice, Tampa, and Miami avenues by adding things like drainage systems, installing new landscaping, and having lighted pathways on the crosswalks. The Venice Farmers Market will be moved to Park Avenue just west of City Hall. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at what we can expect for this weekend ahead.
Thanks, Jack. And it's getting busy in the tropics. We talked about this earlier. The first hurricane of the season has formed. Its name is Beryl, and it is heading off toward the west right now. Not nearly as organized as it was earlier this afternoon. It had a well-distinct eye, and now we're not seeing that as quite as clearly now. And the Hurricane Center keeping it at 80 miles an hour. They say that may be generous right now. This system is going to be difficult to predict the intensity of because it's just so small, and a lot of things can happen to it as it makes its way to the west. We're starting to see some banding features, and that eye is no longer visible. It's kind of disjointed there in the center. It will continue on this westerly course, and it looks like it will make impact into the Lesser Antilles sometime, looks like a late Sunday and into early Monday, with the possibility of 80-mile-an-hour winds, but it also could dissipate or turn into a strong tropical wave. There's that much uncertainty right now. The pressure is still staying at 994. It's got 80-mile-an-hour winds. It's expected to get ripped apart by some strong winds here in the central portion of the Caribbean and eventually open up to a wave after day 4. So it's not even going to make it to day 5, it looks like, with this system as it makes its way to the west. Well, we have another tropical depression. This is soon to be Cindy. Although it hasn't really changed much in organization over the past 6 hours, there's still some banding features showing up. It's over some very warm water here. This is the Gulf Stream, and there's a good possibility it may turn into a hurricane here in about 3 days from now. It's going to kind of just dance around here for a couple of days. This is from Saturday to Monday. And then by Tuesday, it could be a Category 1 hurricane making its way away from the United States. It does not appear that it's going to directly impact the Mid-Atlantic coast states, but it will bring some heavy rain there possibly, and also some high surf problems along the Carolina coast, especially North Carolina. For us, we've got a late night storm lingering around over South Sarasota County, or at least nearby. You see a lot of lightning flashes off of Inglewood right now. Even Venice can see this storm blowing up out there in the Gulf of Mexico, and it just kind of flared up recently. It's drifting off to the north, and it may eventually fall back to the east. So folks in Rotunda, Placida, and maybe even in Inglewood could see some of that rain. Well, more on our weekend weather coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Both the Peace River and Horse Creek are predicted to rise to minor flood stage. DeSoto County tweeting out these graphs today. On the graph, the blue line is the actual level according to the gauges, but the dotted line is the prediction that can and will change. Now, it's important to monitor these levels and take action when necessary. It's also important to know if you're living in a flood zone. To find out if you do live in a flood zone, watch our 2018 hurricane special. The entire show is on our website and will tell you everything that you need to know about hurricane shelters, evacuation routes, pet information, and much more. You can find it by simply going to mysuncoast.com under the Weather Hurricane Center tab. A warning for residents in Venice. You may be without water for a few days next week. There will be a scheduled water outage on Monday and Tuesday from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 p.m. on both days. The outage is due to replacement of a water service line, part of the Cooper Street Water Service Replacement Project. The areas affected will be Cooper Street addresses 1 through 10 and 790 Tamiami Trail South. Those affected are urged to boil water for the rest of the week. A follow-up now on a story we first told you about yesterday. We reached out to the mayor of Holmes Beach regarding Spring Lake, which neighbors say has turned black because of pollution. Mayor Bob Johnson says they're having the lake tested and will take action as needed. Also, new developments in an intentional oil dumping in Punta Gorda. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection is now in charge of cleaning up hundreds of gallons of oil that was dumped in a ditch on Wednesday. That cleanup could cost as much as $250,000. Deputies are now looking for the person responsible, and Crime Stoppers is offering a reward. A Manatee County charter school is celebrating its state testing grade today after going from an F to an A in only 2 years. The co-founder of the all-boys elementary school, Visible Men's Academy, says the improvement is due in part to switching to the iReady learning program that aligns better with Florida's assessment testing. The school's curriculum also places a heavy emphasis on character development.
With whatever misgivings I have with the overemphasis on standardized testing, if they're going to grade it, then we're going to try to get an A, right? I mean, there's no other approach. We're struggling.
Visible Men's Academy grew to 100 students last year who all come from low-income families at or below the poverty line. Scuba diving teams are getting ready to go after an invasive species. The 5th annual Sarasota Lionfish Derby kicks off tonight, and dive teams will go out early tomorrow morning. They'll be searching the Gulf for lionfish, which are a non-native species and have invaded the waters around Florida.
fun for the divers. They get to harvest these fish. It's beneficial for the environment because it takes some of that pressure off our native populations.
That derby starts tonight with a captain's meeting. Moat Marine Lab will host the weigh-in on Sunday at noon, and local chefs will be there preparing lionfish dishes. And if you're looking for a sweet way to cool off this weekend, the Sarasota Police Department wants to get ice cream with you. The department posted this picture on their Twitter, inviting the public to come out and meet those protecting our community. You can stop by at Culver's on University Parkway tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. You can stop by with your family and friends and meet the officers, enjoy games, and get a discount on your kids' meal as well as some sweet treats. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus new developments out of Thailand, why authorities are now changing their mind about keeping a soccer team stuck in the cave until the rainy season passes, and why a photographer is looking for this Florida couple that she met in Paris.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think it up.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Bob, you've mentioned that you're tracking Hurricane Beryl, but also potential another storm.
Yeah, hurricane too, possibly.
Okay.
Chris, which is a little unusual this early in July to get a couple of hurricanes. It looks as though they're not going to have an impact on our weather, but it's interesting to note that they are out there and they're developing. Beryl is just a small storm, 10 miles out.
Oh, okay.
That's the hurricane force winds. It's still going to cause some problems, but not much. Here's our sunset tonight from Tower Cam showing we had little clouds around at one point, but boy, the sun peering through those clouds, brilliant colors sent in, and of the photos of the sunset here along the Sun Coast. And let's get a look at some of those right now from our pics at mysuncoast.com. Here's one, a nice shot, getting this again from Anna Maria Island. Anna Maria Island represented right there with a nice photo. And this one from Terracea, Susan getting this, beautiful. And then Turtle Beach, Cindy Desmond, little sea oats right there, some high cirrus clouds around. We had a lot of clouds around today, and that really kept the thunderstorm activity down because temperatures didn't get as hot as they normally do. When you get all that heat and that energy in the atmosphere, it's used by these storms to really fire up. We had a few down in Port Charlotte and Northport earlier. Still some rainfall lingering now across parts of South Sarasota County and into western Charlotte County. Not much, but you'll notice kind of a strange thing here. You see these storms moving in all different directions. This one's moving to the southeast, and it's still bringing some rain to Punta Gorda, while this one is moving to the northwest. And folks in Venice right now seeing a tremendous lightning storm, also Inglewood as well. You notice that one lightning strike outside of the rainfall. It's trying to build to the north, but having a tough go of it, so it's fairly stationary. It may eventually break down and head back toward the east and southeast, like we're seeing over Punta Gorda. So we'll keep that chance for rain, mainly in south portions of our viewing area. But notice, not a lot of rainfall today at all across the coastal locations, although Northport had about an inch of rainfall there earlier today. Upper level low continues to work its way across the Florida-Georgia border now, and that has brought a lot of rain and storminess to North Florida, but not much here. And we're keeping an eye on, obviously, the tropical depression number 3 off the Carolina coast. So the forecast through tonight, these showers will be winding down, and then there's a chance for a few morning showers, and then mainly inland storms in the afternoon. Looks like those will traverse across the central portion of the state and then along the east coast due to the west wind. Our rain chances aren't all that high, although that model depicted a little bit more rain than I think is going to be occurring, but there'll be some storms. And then we'll get to a southeasterly flow on Sunday. That will bring us a chance for a few late day showers and storms. Not a lot, but a few will be around. And I think by Monday, we'll get back into the thick of things. Well, the tropical tracker showing this system is not all that well organized now, but it's in an area that's favorable for development. This is tropical depression number 3, the Carolina coast right there. And as far as the forecast models, all of them keep it right around there. Light winds will, it won't move much. And then eventually it takes off due to a trough building in the eastern third of the state. So it's not going to have a huge impact on the U.S. Doesn't appear that it's going to make landfall. And this one doesn't either into the U.S. as a result of some high shear going on throughout the central Caribbean. But looks like Barrow will cause some problems to the islands there. A small area, as I mentioned, it's not a very large storm system. And then it goes off to the north, but there'll probably just be a tropical wave at this point making its way to the west. Water temperatures are extremely warm, especially where Chris is going to be forming. And in the Gulf of Mexico, they're very warm as well. Temperatures there into the 80s, upper 80s to mid 80s at times. Now, as far as temperatures go now, it's cooled off quite nicely into the mid 70s here up and down the coast. So a comfortable overnight temperature right around 76 to start things off on your Saturday morning. So a few coastal showers in the morning possible. Winds pretty light, 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be less than 2 feet. The extended forecast calling for a chance for scattered storms tomorrow, not all that high. Sunday at 30%. Those will be the late afternoon and evening storms progressing toward the coast. We'll get into that pattern of afternoon and evening storms, I think, throughout much of the work week next week, but looking pretty good for the weekend. There'll still be a few storms out there, but not a lot of coverage. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. Thai officials are now revealing how rescuers plan to free that soccer team that's been trapped inside a flooded cave. A volunteer rescuer died while performing a dangerous mission. A commander at the scene now says there is a limited amount of time to save those boys. ABC's Elizabeth Herr details the plan.
A plan to rescue the soccer team now more urgent than ever, with heavy rains closing in and a new concern: oxygen supplies inside the cave shrinking. A former Thai Navy SEAL, a volunteer rescue diver, died due to lack of oxygen. Officials say 38-year-old Samang Kunan lost consciousness on a return dive from where the boys are stranded. He was in the process of placing air tanks along a possible evacuation route for the boys. And now authorities say they may have no choice but to dive the boys out of the cave, an operation initially considered too dangerous.
Not today. They cannot dive at this time.
According to the governor, the boys are still not ready, so the Thai Navy SEALs are proposing to use a buddy dive system, pairing the boys up with an experienced diver who will guide them out. A journey nearly 3 miles long, with some areas completely underwater. Another idea, drill through the rocks to reach the boys from above. But so far, we are told the teams have tried more than 100 holes to no avail. Officials say the boys have been learning how to breathe underwater, and if all goes well and this buddy dive system gets approved, the goal is to start pulling the boys out of the cave, perhaps as early as this weekend. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, the search is on for a missing mother believed to be in a landfill. Jolene Cummings of South Carolina has been missing since Mother's Day. Surveillance footage emerged of the suspect, Kimberly Kessler, throwing something away in a dumpster not too long after. Law enforcement agencies were able to trace where that garbage would be dumped. Now, a 7-day search has been organized at a landfill. They've closed off an area about the size of a football field.
And it will continue until the successful prosecution of the responsible one for her disappearance. Of course, our main focus is to find Jolene's body in order to bring some sort of closure to her family, as well as to continue gathering facts and evidence which has to be presented in court.
The search will begin at 7 a.m. every day and end at 7 p.m. Now, this is the same landfill where almost a decade ago, the body of Summer Thompson, a little girl who went missing out of Jacksonville, was also found. A group of Florida officers have been punished for drinking during Hurricane Irma. An internal affairs report shows that some members of a police department in North Bay Village remained at City Hall drinking beer and talking football as the hurricane approached the Sunshine State. Records obtained by the Miami Herald state that the unit's shift commander gave officers permission to drink, putting a cooler on a conference room table and then blocking a surveillance camera with a plastic cup. One officer walked in on them and later reported it to his superior. Those 6 officers admitted to violating a policy of drinking on the job and were punished. President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort filed a request for 61 additional visas for foreign servers and cooks. A job order filed on Thursday and Friday shows that the Florida resort requested 61 H-2B visas, which are visas for temporary non-agricultural workers. In order to obtain H-2Bs, employers must prove that there are not enough U.S. workers who are able, willing, qualified, and available to do the temporary work. Since 2010, only 17 of 300 American applicants were hired at the club, and since October of 2015, Mar-a-Lago has filed 10 separate requests for H-2B visas. A Canadian photographer is on the hunt for a newly engaged couple after taking pictures of them at the Eiffel Tower. Emily Kurd gave the couple a few minutes to soak in the moment after the engagement and then approached them to ask if they wanted a photo. They agreed, so she snapped a few pics and got their email address to send the photos later. Kurd emailed the photos, but she never heard back. She's now worried in the excitement of the moment they may have mistyped their email. She's now determined to find the couple who said that they were from Florida, perhaps Fort Lauderdale. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Nick Kroll makes a stunning confession.
I don't talk to grown men who I don't know.
Plus, Evangeline Lilly. And we play Hasta La Vista.
Who hosted the Oscars this year? James Corden.
Kimmel, tonight on ABC.
Our nurse, Jennifer, all we did is pick up the phone if I was having a bad day, and the next thing we know, she was here at the door. I can't believe that I would have received any greater care anywhere. From that moment on, everything changed dramatically. And I don't know what we would have done without that.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
My California closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California closet story.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Now, sports.
A former Southeast High School basketball star who went on to become a first-round draft pick in the NBA has died. Clifford Rozier was only 45 years old. His brother, Kobe Rozier, posting on Facebook that Clifford suffered a heart attack earlier this week and died this morning. The 6'11" Rozier was recruited out of Southeast by North Carolina. He later transferred to Louisville and was, in 1944, a first-round pick of the Golden State Warriors. Well, the Rays going against the New York Mets tonight. The Mets totally destroying the Rays, beating them 5-1 this evening. Well, the big movie opening this weekend, Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp. And with the Wasp, played by Evangeline Lilly, it's the first of the past decade of Marvel movies with a female superhero in the title. And actress Evangeline Lilly says her character is powerful, but maybe powerful in a way that's different from the guys.
It's powerful to be graceful and nurturing and kind and forgiving and compassionate and generous.
Teaming up.
Well, Follow My Wasp, the sequel to 2015's Ant-Man, will easily top the box office this weekend. Also out this weekend, Whitney, the family-sanctioned documentary about the rise and fall of Whitney Houston. Director Kevin McDonald says one of the big reveals is that Houston was allegedly molested by a relative as a child.
It's certainly fair to say that it's maybe, in my opinion, the major contributor to Whitney's unhappiness.
Now, it's the second film about the superstar in the last year. Variety reports actress Kerry Russell is in early talks to join the cast of the next Star Wars movie. J.J. Abrams is writing and directing Star Wars Episode 9. Russell and Abrams worked together in the past, and there's no word yet on whether Russell will be on the side of good or evil. Episode 9, the final movie in the latest Star Wars trilogy, opens in theaters on December 20th, 2019. That's a look at sports and entertainment. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila, sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
My California closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
A California couple found a note from more than 20 years ago hidden inside their bathroom wall. They were doing renovations when they saw the message left by the previous owners. It says, quote, "We remodeled this bathroom summer of 1995. If you're reading this, that means you're remodeling the bathroom again. What's wrong with the way we did it?" The couple say they want to keep up with the tradition by writing their own time capsule message as well. That's pretty neat to find in your bathroom when you're remodeling.
Yeah, I've done that before. I haven't found one of those, but I've remodeled. I would think about doing it again. I'll put one of those little messages in there. Who knows? Message tomorrow is some scattered showers around Jacqueline. Right now we're seeing some storms mainly offshore near Venice and also Inglewood, getting a pretty good light show there, but we're looking at just a few isolated showers expected tomorrow.
All right, good to know. Thank you so much, Bob. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.